Hello and welcome. Welcome back. Or you're saying that to me and I'm saying that to you. Welcome back to Joyful Mondays. Welcome to the world of joy, but it's your world, not mine. I'm sharing mine with you, but it's your world of joy. I am Joy Ruffin, and it's great to be back with you. Every week we'll be coming to you when we can with a featured guest speaker. And before we get started, every week before we get started, I want to share with you what we're all about here. Being a leadership and style consultant, a signature style specialist speaker, executive producer, TV host, and podcaster, I am always honored to share with you other featured guest speakers. Tonight, even though it's our first night back and there was a schedule, I don't go back, I move forward, and I bet you do the same. Our featured guest speaker could not be with us, so I'm going to be doing a solo with you. And you know, my friends, in a way, it's good because there's so much I wanted to share with you. So much that we are putting together. I am putting together with my fabulous team, and it will be ready soon. How long has it been getting ready to get ready? But the bottom line is, I'm always happy to spend time with you. And my feeling is that it's mutual from the comments that I get from time to time. What I want to share with you is a topic that I wanted to start off with, which is why you need a pair of black shoes and what style of shoe. Well, we're talking about style, my friends. But mind you, for me and for you, it's always connected and tied into the 5 basic umbrellas that we work under. And I say we because no one works alone. You have a team, you have a group of people that you work with, even though you might be the person who's spearheading, you couldn't do much without. That I acknowledge. I hope you do. I'm sure you do. I know you do. And under those 3, fashion, communications, and entertainment, everything that I do here, it's connected and related to those things. So why shoes today? Well, aren't they an integral part of everyone's wardrobe, even today in this casual? So what style of shoe for you? Now, we're going to be talking a lot about fashion here. And as I get going here with you today on this happy Monday, the beginning of a new week, the second week in September, I'm going to share with you a little bit about a lot of different things and then tell you what's going to be coming up in the future, near future for you. And you know that my love for quotes, I'm feeling it might be the same for you. It's never ending. So I always begin and some would end with a quote. So I'm going to extend it a wee bit today. And it's always good to be back with you. Here's a quote by someone that most, you know, I always say most, many, some, and you hear me end always, and I am repetitive, but you get it. It's never really all. It could be a large number, the larger the better for each individual, contingent on what you're doing. Sometimes you only need a few. It depends on you. But most everyone is familiar with Christian Louboutin. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but the red soles, the red bottoms. And you know how when real, true, unique creativity comes into the fold, everybody jumps on the bandwagon and they copy. You know, you see a lot of red soles, but it's not Christian Louis Vuitton. He said a shoe has so much more to offer than just a walk. And that's true. And you hear me repeat over and over, even in today's casual mode. And I always preference it, but my friends, by saying nothing's wrong with casual. I don't know anybody who doesn't want to be comfortable and at ease and feel good in their clothes. There's a little bit more to it than that, but that's why casual is so important. I think far too many, not a judgment, it's not even a deep, heartfelt opinion, but it's because these great big 4 eyes of mine, you see, and you don't judge, but you see, taking it way too far over to the dark side, the casual. And when you say, or Jimmy Shoe, again, most would believe that name. The right shoe can make everything different. Isn't it true? Haven't you been at let's say, a networking event, and the speaker comes out on the platform to the stage or even among the group, and most everyone is just part of our human nature. You go up and down, and then you see the shoes, and either they appeal or they don't. Not everything is going to appeal to everybody, but there's a certain balance. It's a word that we use here all the time because it has to have its balance. And if the shoes don't fit, you know who said that. Shoes are important, and no matter what your style might be, most everyone, the majority, and sometimes most times, if you're in leadership and you're unique and original to who you are, you don't really want to be in the majority, but yet you want a kinship, right? I think. And if I'm wrong, you let me know. Because every exceptional leader knows how to follow and follow with heart, soul, compassion, humility, and love attached. And that's to any and everything that you're doing if you're in leadership. Because sooner or later, it will be known. And we have all heard the expression, I wanted to take a peek to make sure I'm saying it right, because Jimmy Choo said the right shoe can make everything different. And this is an old saying. And most, I'm not going to say some, have heard it. Shoes make the man. Even today with sneakers galore everywhere. Don't you love them? How could you not? And they're not only worn to the gym anymore. You see them, at least I have, at what's considered a kind of high-end, highbrow affair. They have sparkles and glitter. It's just so much fun you can have with them. So whether it's a pump, a sandal or sneaker, boots, and on, a great pair of black shoes will and can elevate your outfit. There's no getting around that. Now let me back up a little bit and share something with you. Have you ever felt compelled to add this one in? This is another quote. And it's by someone that most of us have heard of and know. And you might be surprised when I read this one off to you, because didn't I just end with a word that everybody's using, wearing today? And this might surprise you. This person said, it's not about the shoes, it's what you do in them. How about Michael Jordan? I love, the only sports that I'm really knowing about is basketball. I have always loved basketball. So naturally, I love Michael Jordan, as does most of the world. So he said, and how are you walking in them? It's not about the shoes, it's what you do in them. And I'm ending, so how are you walking in them? And why am I ending with that, my friends? And not only my ladies out here, but my gents are there too, because they've got ladies. The prayer, as my momsy would say. You've seen a lot of us women, in these high, beautiful heels, 3-4 inches more. And we're not walking and gliding gracefully in them. We're clunking along, we're plomping along. It's not a pretty sight. So unless we, and I haven't mastered it yet, let's be honest, learn to walk and be graceful in them, or you go and you stand and present. If you have to walk onto the stage and that walk has no grace or style or balance attached to it, it's not even opinions or judgments. People just say, ooh. So if you're sitting there and you have on a great pair of shoes and they're high heels and you get up to move, it's all subject to opinion, and none of us are perfect. Let me share something that I heard the other day that really resonated with me. And I wish I could, what's his name? I'm doing a lot of editing, research, and edifying people that I see on YouTube because of something that I want to be doing in the near future. And plus, for those of you who don't know, It's not about me, it's about you. And that's what my whole aim is about. I'm in what some people say the spiritual realm, some people call it the woo realm, some people call it what? That's not to say that I have left the religious world, just not in the context so many are in it. Because God, I have no question mark about. And that's just me speaking to you on a personal level. And I say that because so many people today are judgmental and critical of what they see in others that doesn't appeal to them. I understand that. I get that because at a point in my life, until there was an awakening in me, that was a part of my DNA. But the reality is, at some point, for those of us who are in leadership, we have to release and surrender that outlook because it will not serve. You can still look and have your opinions, but judging, it just means it comes back to you and it's stuff that we haven't resolved yet. And the key word is yet. Because the other thing to bear in mind with you is that if you are, and there's so many names, I'm really big on too much rhetoric, jargon, and it just goes on and on and on. When it's too much, what happens is that the verbiage gets lost because people have to feel what you're relating. And oftentimes that takes time. Sometimes you can hit it right on the nose, but until you really feel out and get your audience, you don't know. And I'm saying that because what I've discovered here on my journey, sharing it with you, is that there are so many names for people who are in deep leadership, unique, original, and know what they're about and why they're here. They're in the awakening process much further most times alone than most. And that's, they call them star seeds, they call them light beings, they call them light workers, they call them light keepers, way shores, gate workers, gatekeepers. Goes on and on and on. Which one are you? Or are you a combination of all? But if you're in leadership and you want to present in a way where you embrace and connect and hold on to, you realize that time is now and space is all around us and it is here and we're in it. This universe, this galaxy. That's just the reality. Now, there are words here that I use and I use constantly, but I use them because I want to really connect with you and for you to feel them as well. So what I'm going to do, my friends, is take a quick little break. But before I do, let me just end with this, because this, and I'm not ending, but because it's part of my quote series. And this one I thought was a great one to end with before I take a little reset. Because, well, I leave it to you. Don't let anybody who hasn't been in your shoes tell you how to tie your laces. And that's by Boss Lady Society. How about adding a little humor there? And let me share with you before we go on this quick little break, reset. There's certain words that I love and there's certain words that don't resonate. That's me. But I'm sharing with you, there's something about that word boss. As much as I love the quote, and I do. Boss lady. We're seeking a whole different level of connecting and communications now. And boss doesn't have a good connotation. I'm only sharing with you my opinion of it and my comments about it, not knocking it because it's used almost everywhere today. And I just say, bless you and move on. And when I can use something like this shoe lace thing, I use it. And here's adding some other humor, which ties into exactly what was said here. Only take advice from those who have walked in your shoes. There is no perfect. That's what I was trying to get to you, and I segued. And this person said to me, no, he's taken that out. I'm going to get his name so I can edify him next time. He's taken out the word perfect and made it, you don't seek perfect, but you seek to be perfect or to perfect what you're doing, your work, and what you're about. And he used the analogy of musicians and ballet dancers and dancers overall. The techniques that you use is so that you can keep yourself agile and in a perfect state of being, which is different from attempting to be perfect. That's perfect in the work that you're doing. And even that leaves a lot of room for conjecture, right? Friends, let me take a quick little reset here. I want to do what I always do. You know, there's a lot of consistency here. And that is to invite you to join our group. Join our group, Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies. Because this group is designed for you. And if you're a gent out there tuning in, for the lady of your love. Because her vision, her mission, and her purpose matters to all of us. No man or no woman is an island, and we all need each other. This is about connection, change, and collaboration. That's what we're all about here. So when I say to you, your lady, if you're a gent tuning in, because this goes out over YouTube and many other platforms, then bear in mind, there's no segregating in this broadcast. We love ourselves and our men and all men. We don't judge, we don't blame, and we don't throw shade. So, oh, that's your fault. It isn't. And I want you to understand that. And the other thing I want you to know is that the word magic, love the word magic, because each and every being has it. Our assignment here on Earth School is to discover it, is to find it. So unlock your magic, your talent, your skill, and your creativity. And you know, my friends, I always say this. I say this in love, with a lot of soul, compassion, and humility and love attached. Even if you're kind of one of the all-knowings and you've had it done, you know all about it. This is something that's really quite profound and will share a lot of information that will benefit you on the journey that you're on. That's almost like a guarantee. And now I want to talk a little bit about, when I talk to you about being a leadership and style consultant and a signature style specialist, and some of the things that I'll be putting together for you soon, I want you to know that everything goes under the umbrella of fashion, communications, and the entertainment industry. Because most everything is under that in one way or another. So for me, it leads off in this way: personal style, signature style, style indigenous to you, that belongs to you and you only. And you discover that in your and on your journey. Leadership goes with that. You don't see anyone, and this is, of course, it's an opinion, but it doesn't mean it's factual. I'm sharing with you a lot today. Running around with no sense of pride and purpose of who they are. So style and leadership go together. If you're wearing short, like so many that I see and know and work with, and Steve Jobs and so many others, all black, then so be it. That's your style. That's your image. That's your appearance. But along with those three, style, leadership goes equality, because I'm speaking predominantly to the divine femininity within us as women. Pure equality with no blame. No blame. And one of the hardest things for me to accept, and I have a feeling it's probably somewhat for many of you, was that all of this programming, conditioning, and sexualizing that we've been through We have to put that way on the back burner. We don't have to do anything. My friend said to me, and you hear me say, you're invited to, because it will only benefit your well-being. Because it's the only way you're going to evolve. I'm in the same basket, and grow. Because when we start to blame, bash, and blast men for everything that's not going right with us, whew, as my momsy would say, you hear me say this all the time, she'd say, what kind of half a brain is that? You'd have to know that some part of it, if not all, contingent upon you, me, has to be within us. This has been the biggest lesson for me to come and take to heart. Your first responsibility, my first responsibility, and I'm still in this earth school of earth, whatever, however you want to call it, because that's what this is. We're all here to learn, love, laugh, have fun, and play with each other in a good way. Because bottom line, if you're in business, it has to be business too. But as one of my friends said, you add fun and play in there and make it align with why we are here and what we are to do. And then when you do, you find that you are expressing the highest expression of you, the highest vibration. I didn't say it happens overnight. I'm a happy senior. I've been on this planet a long time, and I have just in the past few, whatever, it doesn't really matter, come to and still in the process of my awakening. Knowing that, as Les Brown said, there's greatness in each and every one of us. So your first consideration is you. And really taking care of you without looking and turning and blaming. And then it's all about your partner, your significant other, your husband, your wife, your mate, whatever verbiage you use. And I'm sharing that with you because the old programming and conditioning, we as women, we have been used for sexual objects and display and to promote things. And we've been used in a way that promotes our sexuality. And there's nothing wrong with it. The two B's in the V, I say, in love. We all have them. And yet, you don't want to be classified. And when I start with you, my workshops, we're going to be talking a lot about your appreciation, your pride, the dignity and the honor that you take in you, in me, in every other female, woman, male, or female that you see. We're talking about the divine feminist, divine masculine, and divine feminine. Femininity is on the rise. Whether you agree or not with certain political groupings, it's irrelevant at this juncture for what I'm sharing with you. You're invited just to stay open, meaning if because a female not for the first time, it's not for the first time, is up running, I don't share my political, religious, or sexual beliefs or opinions because it gets people unnerved. I don't mind being unnerved because then I can tap dance around that because I'm not throwing out judgments, just sharing. One of the reasons I have communications in here is because we all, myself included, need to learn to communicate and listen more. Because you can't make everything right that you do, that I do, that we do. If we don't stay open to learning, I don't have to end there, right? You know what I'm going to say. And to tie this back into the topic that I'm talking about, which is like style and shoes, is the topic that I chose for today. Here's something. I love humor. You must know this by now. And there's a lot more to share with you. And often, I'm sure many of you already know this, you'll be the last one standing. And you might be the only one standing. Holding true to your honor, your integrity, and what you know to be true, and not judging anyone else. This person said, you can wear anything as long as you put a nice pair of shoes with it. That was said by Taylor Momsen, Momsen. Haveclotheswilltravel.com. I love that because it's true. And you can, and people are. Yet, maybe it's a suggestion that I'm leaving you with. Maybe we have stepped too far over to the dark side, to the far side. There are so many female, love a lot of the male, by the way, to end somewhat with this. Not judging, just making some statements here. I want you to marinate in them. You know how many of the male designers outweigh female designers? It's astronomical. Own the fashion business and so on, and the same for the entertainment. Hallelujah. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm saying until we get our footing, and real gents, gentlemen, men, they're waiting for you and for me. Going in as you are, not promoting the two B's and the V, even though they're admired and loved, we all do. But you go in with your heart and soul and your essence showcasing. That's what we as women are to be more about. And once we get there, that emotional healing and all of that other stuff, it just comes into place. It begins. And one of the things that I'll be sharing in the workshops that I'm not doing here over the air, and not because I'm running and hiding, because it's personal and it's something that I want to say to a lot of us women that we need to hear. There are several designers, female designers, that I started off to share with you, that the one that's current is Sarah Blakely. And if you're not familiar with her, Google her. You can't help but celebrate and applaud this lady. She put Spanx out here. Woo! I don't think we have enough of knowing when, where, and how to apply them to us. Because they're not just meaning tights and leggings, not just for the gym anymore. And this is not a rant, my friends. It's just a reality that my assignment is that we all come to understand and to know. Leaving you with real leadership combines the heart and soul compassion, humility, and always add in that word love underneath. Some people can receive it. It took me a long time, my friends, to be able, when somebody gave me a compliment, to accept it and receive it. To be able, when someone said to me, you're this or you're that, and it was a compliment, to take it in. So much baggage. And I know what I see and feel now, not in judgment, discernment. You just see it and you feel it. And you want someone, and I do as well. I have aligned with some of the best teachers, the best guides who are supporting my growth. And I want to be that for you. And we will make sure that you are headed in the right direction. Wow, it's over. The time flies here. I can go on and on and on. Well, you know that by now, right? But let me say that it's great to be back. We'll be back here next Monday. I have something else I want to share with my team. I hadn't even mentioned to them. And I want to mention this briefly to you. I'm in the biggest changes of my lifetime. Selling our home, hubby, and another residence, and a lot of other things. It's a lot going on here. And so I just want you to know that whatever decision I make, it's so that I can, when I am able to get back and be fully with you, I am fully with you. And that's for all the things that I have in the plans for you that I've been having for some time. This is a major transition. So I'm asking for your prayers, because God knows I need them. And I am hungry for them. And I'm sending you always much, much love and all the best. Have a great week, my friends. See you soon.